Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's your girl, Messenger with a Smile, coming to you reading Deuteronomy chapter 7, coming to you live. Live. See this camera, hopefully it stays still. We got 26 verses today. Verse number 1. When the Lord, Yahweh, Adonai, those are the Hebrew ways of pronouncing his name. When the Lord, your Elohim, says God here, but Elohim, brings you into the land which you are entering to possess, and has plucked away many nations before you, the Hittites, the Girgashites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, seven nations greater and mightier than you. He's talking to his own people. And he's telling them that there are seven nations greater and mightier than they are. Verse 2, and when the Lord your God gives them over to you, and you smite them, you must utterly destroy them. You shall make no covenant with them or show mercy to them. You shall not make marriages with them. Your daughters you shall not give to his son, nor shall you take his daughter for your son, for they will turn away your eyes from following me. That's why. This is why you must utterly destroy them. Why you must not marry them, because they will turn away your sons from following me, that they may serve their gods, little g. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you, and he will destroy you quickly. So verse 5, instead of doing that, okay, let's see what it says. But thus shall you deal with them. This is how you should deal with them. You should break down their altars and dash in pieces their pillars, and hew down their Asherim, which is the symbols of the goddess Asherah, and burn their graven images with fire. For you are a holy and set apart people to the Lord your God. The Lord your God has chosen you to be special people to himself out of all the peoples on the face of the earth. That's powerful. He's talking to you. Verse 6. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. He's talking to you. The Lord did not set his love upon you and chose you because you were more in number than any other people, for you were the fewest of all the people. He chose you because the Lord loves you, loves me, and because he will keep the oath which he has sworn to your fathers. The Lord has brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of bondage, from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Know, recognize, and understand. Know, recognize, and understand, therefore, that the Lord your God, he is God, the faithful God, who keeps covenant and steadfast love and mercy with those who love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. Woo. He repays those who hate him to their face by destroying them. He will not be slack to him who hates him, but will requite him to his face. You shall therefore keep and do the instructions, laws, and precepts which I command you this day. And if you hearken to these precepts and keep and do them, the Lord your God will keep with you the covenant and the steadfast love which he swore to your fathers. And he will love you, bless you, and multiply you. He will also bless the fruit of your body and the fruit of your land, your grain, your new wine, your oil, the increase of your cattle, the young of your flock in the land which he swore to your fathers to give you. You shall be blessed above all peoples. There shall not be a male or female barren among you. Wow. Or among your cattle. And the Lord will take away from you all sickness, and none of the evil diseases of Egypt which you knew will he put on you, but will lay upon them all who hate you. And you shall consume all the peoples whom the Lord your God will give over to you. Your eye shall not pity them, neither shall you serve their gods, for that will be a snare to you. If you say in your minds, your hearts, these nations are greater than we are, how can we dispose them? Watch what you say. Watch what you say in your mind and your heart, people. Verse 18, you shall not be afraid of them, but remember earnestly what the Lord your God did to Pharaoh and to all of Egypt, the great trials which your eyes saw, the signs, the wonders, the mighty hand, and the outstretched arm by which the Lord your God brought you out. So shall the Lord your God do to all the people of whom you are afraid. Moreover, the Lord your God will send the hornet among them until those who are left and hide themselves from you are destroyed. You shall not dread them, for the Lord your God is among you, a mighty and terrible God. And the Lord your God will clear out the nations before you, little by little. You may not consume them quickly, lest the beasts of the field increase among you. But the Lord your God will give them over to you, and you will confuse them with a mighty panic until they are destroyed. And he will give their kings into your hand, and you shall make their name perish from under the heavens. There shall no man be able to stand before you until you have destroyed them. The graven images of the gods you shall burn with fire. You shall not desire the silver or gold that is on them, nor take it for yourselves, lest you be ensnared by it. For it is an abomination to the Lord your God. Verse 26. Neither shall you bring an abomination or an idol into your house, lest you become an accursed thing like it, but you shall utterly destroy and abhor it, for it is an accursed thing. Now my question is, does anybody know what they chose to do? Talking about our people right here in Deuteronomy chapter 7. And then my question is, what are you going to do? If you find yourselves like I found myself at a time, I was just talking with one of my accountability partners, and I got a couple more minutes because I try never to go over 10 minutes. And I was telling her how when I have been kept by the Most High for, I think, on 3 years since I've had sexual relations. And I used to make having a husband, being in a relationship, all of that stuff, that was my idol. Since I was a little girl, as a middle child, felt like nobody loved me. I said, bump it, just wait till I get married. I'm going to be happy then. That was my thing. And instead, the Most High said, you ain't going to be happy till you get happy with me. That's what he told me. And that's the relationship that I've been developing since, like I said, I think it's been 3 years. I think it was 2016. So, with that being said, I had to take that idol off my heart. It wasn't in my house. There was no man in my house, but it was on my heart. It was something that was taking the place of him. That's why I said you should love your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And I was not doing that. I would leave work early. I was doing some wild stuff back then, y'all. And I am happy to say that he has kept me and no longer is a man something that I, hold in high esteem the way higher than I held the Most High. Now they have their place. The Most High is my everything. And when I am married, then he'll be the next, And so that's something that I'll learn and work out. But first and foremost, the relationship with the Most High is the most important. So remember that. It has kept me in a very, very peaceful place, because those days was rough. I mean, I was almost losing jobs messing around back then. Lost a whole lot of money, that's for sure. But that's my story. That's a piece of it. One day I'll tell the whole thing as the Most High gives me liberty. But I love y'all, and he loves you. And that's the most important thing. Have a relationship with him today, tomorrow, and forevermore.